So it's Vlogmas, still Vlogmas. I guess that's the point of vlogging every day in December until the 25th. So for this one, I think I'm going to try to keep most of my vlogs from now on as short and concise as possible. Because I'm sure you can tell by now, pretty much as far as the day-to-day stuff goes, I don't really do that much. Though I do like that Vlogmas is, forcing me to kind of break out of my shell a little bit. Because for the most part, I consider myself to be a pretty private person, and I don't like to share too much stuff. There has been a number of things that I recorded over the past week or so, which I just ended up deleting because I didn't feel comfortable with sharing certain stuff with the public. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know how. I'm surprised that so many other vloggers on YouTube, that they're pretty much open to sharing a lot of personal stuff. So I mean, I don't know. Let me know what you think. If you think sharing as much personal stuff as possible with people is a good thing or a bad thing, or if you really don't care either way. I don't know. So another thing I thought I could do is just, originally I was going to make a separate video, but again I figured I might as well combine it with this Vlogmas vlog. So I wanted to talk about some of my favorite reads of 2016. Now, of course, when I say favorite reads, it doesn't mean that these aren't all books that were published in 2016. These are just all books that I happen to have read during 2016, read and reviewed. So I'll get right into it. First one, and of course they're not in any particular order. It's just I just chose 7 that I consider to be kind of like close to being pretty much being a part of my top favorites. So first one is Me and Earl and a Dying Girl by Jesse Andrews. I read this and reviewed this. This was in fact when I first created my booktube channel. This is the first book that I reviewed, and I thoroughly enjoyed this book. Very hilarious. Can't say enough about it. I'll link my review down below. Definitely worth reading. Number 2 is Brain on Fire by Susanna Kaelin. I really like this book, though I will say at times it did seem kind of like it kind of dragged on in some parts. But it's a very interesting memoir, and I guess also kind of autobiography about Susanna Kaelin's struggle when she was first diagnosed, or when she kept being misdiagnosed, and then eventually correctly diagnosed with what is referred to as anti-NMDA encephalitis. And I learned a lot about this disease, and whereas before I really had no idea that it even existed at all. But I definitely learned a lot about it. Again, I'll link my review to this down below as well. Third book, I liked The Illustrated Man by Ray Bradbury. Of course, this is a collection of science fiction short stories, and they all center around space travel, colonization, Mars, other planets, all that good sci-fi stuff. I'll link the review to this as well. For Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. I really enjoyed this book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've been holding off on seeing the movie because I'm aware that too many details were changed for the movie. But I thoroughly enjoyed this. I'll link my review to this as well. 5, Illuminae, or Illuminae, or Illumina, by Amy Kaufman, J. Christoph. I thoroughly enjoyed this. It's packed full of sci-fi awesomeness, and yeah, I'll link my review to this as well. 6, The Revenant by Michael Punk. I liked this book. I reviewed this as well as a movie, and I compared the two. But I will say that there are very noticeable differences between the two, but they both really stand on their own. They both really hold their own. So, of course, I'll link a review to this as well. Last one, 7, Utopia by Thomas More. And I really like this. It's a classic. I reviewed this as well. But I like it mostly because it depicts a society in which people live in peaceful coexistence, and how it could actually, such a thing could really be possible. It doesn't have to seem difficult. So, yeah, definitely. So that'll do it for some of my favorite reads of 2016. Once again, I'll link all the actual reviews down below. Thanks for watching. Till next time, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.